Good afternoon, Northwest, and welcome to this holiday edition of Husky Headlines. My name is Aniela Cabrera.
And I'm Grant Bowen. Hey Aniela, where did you get that sweatshirt?
Oh, this? I got it a while ago from the Doghouse.
I wish I had some new Northwest merch. Aaron tells us more about how Doghouse has still been working through the pandemic.
This year, the Doghouse has had to make some crucial changes in order to stay open due to COVID restrictions.
With the beginning of the year not even being in person, we had to make a lot of adjustments. Now being back, at least for this period during this time, we had to adjust how the store itself ran. The store could not be open at all times.
The main way the Doghouse has had to change is just us not being able to work together at the same time. I mean, people from the different lines have to come in different days, and so communication has definitely been a challenge. But we've found ways to work around it and be successful.
So as a promotion manager, I run 2 people under my line, so they work with me, and we make promotions for social media, updating posters, flyers, and basically just getting the word out about the Doghouse, as well as managing the website, making sure that everything is on the site that's also in the store. Some challenges we've had to overcome with opening the store are definitely the fact that people can't actually enter the store. So it's made it increasingly difficult to be able to have that personal connection with people and actually be having an immersive experience in the Doghouse with people working the store. So we've definitely had to reconfigure everything. So the store now works differently, where you kind of order what you want from the outside of the store and someone inside of the store gets that for you and brings it to you, and then you pay. And then outside of that, the website, we've had to increase a lot more presence that way, and also just making it look better and promote that more. With our social media, we've started running a Snapchat as well. So if you wanted to go add that, then you could get more updates on promotions and things in the future.
We can keep the ball rolling and we can keep processes going, even if students aren't able to make it physically into the classroom. We have definitely seen more online sales this year, and that's been really exciting as we transition into remote learning again. I'm really grateful that we already had our online store in place because we are not having to start from nothing. I feel like we have rolled with the punches pretty well, starting off online, then going in person, and then moving back online again. I think whatever ends up being the situation, we have come up with a contingency plan. I think the Doghouse is just a great hands-on opportunity for students to get some real-world experience. And I have been really proud of these students, and I'm excited to see the lessons that they're learning, because they are going to be taking these experiences and moving it beyond.
With the holidays right around the corner, make sure to check out the holiday gifts the Doghouse has to offer. This is Aaron Tribby for Husky Headlines.
I can't believe it's already the holiday season. I have no idea what to get my friends or family without spending most of my minimum wage earnings.
I have some great ideas for you in this next story. No money for gifts this year? No ideas on what to give your family or friends? Tired of making that last-minute card for your parents and feeling guilty about it? Well, then these gift ideas are for you. For moms, any type of plant, succulent, or a candle are always a great idea. A good idea for dads might be a cool coffee mug or an insulated mug from Target for only $10. If you're not seeing your grandparents this holiday season due to the coronavirus, perhaps a simple gift will make their holidays a little more enjoyable. Take the time to make a phone call. Or if you prefer to send a gift, select something to keep your grandma or grandpa warm this winter by purchasing a holiday blanket. If your grandparents wear glasses, this glasses holder could be a funny gag. You could either drop the gift off on their doorstep or ship it depending on how far they live. Even if it's hard to see friends during the pandemic, these are some ideas that could connect you during the holidays. Even something simple like chocolate or another type of candy could be a good gift. Although technology isn't the cheapest, your local stores almost always have a phone case or an AirPod case for a low price. You could also get a themed sock advent calendar for a socially distanced white elephant, or just as a gift for a friend. And maybe even a PS, never mind. Even if you can't see all of your family and friends this holiday season, there are plenty of ways to show them that you love and appreciate them. Have a safe and fun winter break, Huskies. This is Grant Bowen for Husky Headlines. So now that I have great inexpensive gifts for friends and family, I don't know how to wrap anything. I think I'll just hand them out in plastic bags.
Don't worry, Grant. I'm an expert at wrapping gifts, and I can show you how to. Welcome to this month's edition of H2 How To. With the holidays coming up, it's important to know how to properly wrap gifts, whether it's a box or an oddly shaped one, for friends or family. You're going to need wrapping paper, tape, scissors, the gift, and if you'd like to, feel free to add a bow or ribbon. For your average box-shaped present, you're going to place the box face down on top of your gift wrap, leaving the paper attached to the roll. Use scissors to cut paper along one side, making a wide enough sheet to cover both sides of the box. Pull paper up and over the far end of the box. Adhere with tape and crease paper along the box's edge with thumb and forefinger. Unroll the paper and bring it to meet the already wrapped end. Cut paper from roll, leaving an inch of overhang. Fold that inch under and crease along the fold. Adhere using tape. Push sides of paper inward, creating two 45-degree angle flaps, then crease along flaps. Fold down top flap, crease sharply along the top of the box, then crease again where paper meets the bottom edge of the box. Apply tape to the bottom flap, then fold it over the top flap and adhere. Repeat the previous step on the box's remaining open end. Finish all sides by running your pinched thumb and forefinger along edges to create sharp lines. If you'd like to add a bow on top of the box, take off the piece of paper that's covering the sticky side and then put the sticky side on the box. If you want to wrap another gift that's in an odd shape, you can always put it in a bag with tissue paper or attempt to wrap it. If you choose to wrap it, you can either use the gift sack method or attempt to fold it how you would for a box, but adjusting to the shape you're working with as you go. Look at that! You just learned how to properly wrap a gift. Hope you all have a safe and great winter break. This is Daniela Cabrera for Husky Headlines.
Wow, this year has been so crazy.
I know, right? Nobody expected a global pandemic or alien-like structures being put up across the world. I wonder what 2021 has in store for us.
I'm predicting the Husky statue will finally get a real name.
I wonder what other Northwest students are predicting for next year. Emily found out for us.
With the crazy year 2020 has been and the new year approaching, we decided to ask students what their 2021 predictions were.
So what are your predictions for 2021?
Chaos.
I think it'll be better than 2020.
The Royals win the World Series.
I predict that we'll never have snow days again.
Hopefully coronavirus is gone by then. If not, I don't know. I can't even really think about what's gonna happen next week.
I think it's gonna start off weird, but
There's gonna be some huge disaster. I don't know.
I think 2021 will be the complete opposite of 2020, and everything good will happen.
It'll come back in March, and then we'll have a semi-normal ending because I don't think anyone will actually trust the vaccine.
Maybe it'll just all turn up right when it's 2021, you know?
It'll just get better all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I heard there was maybe a volcano that's dormant that might go active. I mean, guys, it's 2021. What do we expect to happen?
2021, Kansas men's basketball team will win the NCAA championship.
I think it's going to be a lot better in 2021 because this year has just been a train wreck.
I think that it's going to get worse.
I don't know why, but we're just gonna need a lot more hand sanitizer.
Run.
I think COVID's gonna be over with, and I think everything is gonna go back to normal.
I think we'll be back in school. You know, we'll still be wearing masks, sure, but it won't be as frantic, and we'll have everything figured out, hopefully.
What are your predictions? We're wishing you a happy and safe new year. This is Emily Natanova for Husky Headlines.
Oh man, I really wish I could see my grandma this winter. She makes the best cookies.
Same. I can't believe I'm going to be missing out on my grandma's pie this year, but we gotta stay safe for COVID.
Luckily, Allie and Sumner show us how to make great holiday treats.
Baking can be a fun and relaxing activity for this time of year. We show you some tips and tricks for how to make these 3 holiday treats. Our first treat is a batch of basic sugar cookies, but these cookies are anything but basic. They have been around for more than 100 years, or at least the recipe has, and we are sharing it with you today. Feel free to pause on any of our recipes if you want to try them out. We made a couple changes to get these to taste just right, so we included a tablespoon of extra butter and 1/3 cup more sugar. To get softer cookies, we also baked them a little bit less than the recommended time. These can be decorated any way you want. We didn't decorate them today, but you can make these in any shape with any icing. Cream cheese is our favorite. Just make sure when you're cutting out your shapes that your dough is cooled enough when you roll it out, or you'll get a sticky mess. Not that we would know.
The dough is getting all hot again.
Anyway, Our second treat is an Oreo truffle. I mean, who doesn't like Oreos and chocolate, right? We used a food processor to crush our Oreos, though if you don't have one, crushing them by hand works as well. This is also a good way to relieve stress in this crazy year that is 2020. However, if you are using a food processor, do not put the cream cheese in as a block, as it will be harder to incorporate. Again, we definitely wouldn't know anything about that.
Okay, go. Oh no.
After the cream cheese and Oreo pieces are combined, freeze, though make sure you're careful when putting them into the freezer. Anyway, additionally, when dipping the truffles, using a fork may be helpful for letting excess chocolate drip off. These can be topped with crushed Oreos like we did here, or other decorations like sprinkles. Lastly, we attempted the hot chocolate bombs that have been circulating the internet recently. This one includes something people may not have lying around their home, silicone molds. But once you've made the investment in one, you can make as many hot cocoa bombs as you like for pretty cheap. These may seem daunting, but they are actually pretty simple and fun to make. Simply melt some chocolate, spread in your mold, chill and repeat. After you've done this a couple of times, refrigerate again, then demold and assemble by using leftover chocolate to seal it together. Our heart-shaped bombs were a bit big, so we grabbed the biggest mug we could find and tried it out. Not as flashy as some other videos make it out to be, but super delicious.
It takes a minute.
It takes a second, don't even worry. Oh, things are happening.
These can also be customized for fun variations. Different molds allow for different shapes, and flavors can be customized too, such as including crushed candy cane pieces or using different kinds of chocolate to make various hot cocoa bomb flavors. If you try to make these treats, invite a friend to join in on the fun. I hope you enjoy them. This is Allie Brenneman and Sumner Harold for Husky Headlines.
What are you doing with all that hand sanitizer?
I'm stocking up for the new year. Don't want a repeat of the toilet paper shortage.
Angelina tells us more on how hand sanitizer is made.
During the pandemic, just about everyone has been in search of hand sanitizer in order to help prevent spreading of the coronavirus. Blue Valley Northwest parent Paul Naberga is the Vice President of Sales at Central Solutions, Inc., a manufacturer of skin and infection medical products, including hand sanitizer.
We sell directly into healthcare through distribution companies, hospitals, nursing homes, physician offices, and everything in between.
Lucas Kriz, the head chemist behind Central Solutions products, explains how the hand sanitizer is effective and necessary.
In hand sanitizer, ethanol is what kills the germs, or any other type of alcohol that can be used. So what it'll do is the ethanol basically destroys the outside of the virus and essentially makes it explode. All the other ingredients are to make the experience of using hand sanitizer more pleasant.
Central Solutions has been providing these hand sanitizers since before lockdown.
Making a batch of hand sanitizer can vary. If I'm doing a lab scale batch, it may take, an hour or two. Making a large batch in manufacturing that could range, be up to a couple thousand gallons, can take upwards of a day. Since the beginning of COVID, we've had to make hand sanitizer a little bit quicker than we might have in the past. There have been a lot of people that have entered the hand sanitizer market. Everybody who produces hand sanitizer may be competing to buy certain ingredients.
We have 2 shifts that go from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m., so we're running a lot. We've never been busier. Beforehand, we were making about 15,000 gallons per month. Since the pandemic started, we've been making between 45 and 50,000 gallons a month. There's a lot of pressure trying to balance out people's mental and emotional well-being because they're putting in a lot of hours here at work with the demand. I think the biggest challenge is keeping people in good spirits and morale high as we meet a very real need during a very critical time. Good, proper hand washing technique with soap and water is the best defense against catching illnesses, including COVID. Sometimes those things aren't available, and that's where hand sanitizer fills that void.
As we can see, hand sanitizer is more important than you think. This is Angelina Thomas for Husky Headlines.
Man, I wish I was in the top 100 for something.
Did you know that Michael James is in the top 100 globally for a game called Beat Saber? Ava tells us more.
Michael James, a sophomore here at BB&W, is one of the best players of Beat Saber in the world, coming in at 86. In the US, he's in the top 50, placing at 42nd.
Beat Saber is a VR rhythm game where you use the controllers to swing at blocks that come at you to the rhythm of a song. I've been playing video games in general since I was 3. I started with my brother's copy of Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64, and I've been pretty much playing games nonstop my entire life. When I first got the game, I didn't intend on becoming as good as I am. No shame in that. I have over 700 hours. It's 100% worth it. Now that I'm this far, I'm just gonna see how far I can get. I'm essentially addicted to cardio now. I am in better shape than I have been my entire life because I started playing the game.
Michael has been really invested in VR for a while now. None of the rest of our family really understands it, but we're happy that he enjoys it so much. Michael is super invested in Beat Saber, and we're proud of how good he is at it.
If you want to help support Michael, check out twitch.tv/Mochalinky. This is Ava Weldy for Husky Headlines.
Did you hear that winter sports teams are having to make changes because of the pandemic?
I did. Mac tells us more about how the wrestling team is adjusting.
As the wrestling season kicks off this month, the team faces many challenges with COVID-19, altering the way the wrestlers do things on a daily basis.
There's a lot of mitigation details and procedures that we are doing this year, much more than normal. But to tell you the truth, I've been doing these type of things for years and years and years. Number one, kids are wearing masks, coaches are wearing masks. As for the other things, we have kids use what's called Kin Shield, and it's a foam barrier that we put on their skin before they actually come in and practice. And I've done that since 94, 95. The next thing, kids have to use, again, hand sanitizers, have a skin defense that they spray on their skin after practice, and we also have a gear cleanser that we have to spray off any type of equipment like shoes, headgear, knee pads, those type of things. And then lastly, hey, it's like any other sport. As soon as you're done, go take a shower, and that'll take care of a lot of hygiene issues, and wash your clothes as soon as you get home.
COVID's affected me as a wrestler this year. Changing basically our whole schedule. We might have to wear masks during some of our competitions, which makes it a little harder to compete.
COVID has definitely affected us in a few ways. One of the ways that it has affected us is we have to wear basically head coverings during all of our practices because the traditional mask won't stay on.
So the ski masks, it was a little difficult at first. I feel like the more we wear them, the more we're just used to them. Those are the masks that we would be wearing during our competitions, but I don't think they'd affect us that much.
That's something that actually some of us coaches around here that I found out about. This is what they're using at the Olympic Training Center for wrestling. And if you just wear a regular mask, and we have direct contact where we're moving things around, these things aren't going to stay on, and they're going to break, and they're going to be uncomfortable. Well, these ninja masks are really kind of like outdoor running masks. Those things you can actually wrestle in, and it really is not going to do anything.
The wrestling team will continue to adapt to COVID-19 and take their necessary precautions to keep their team safe during the pandemic. Next, they will have a varsity mixer on Saturday, December 12th. This is Max Smith for Husky Headlines.
It was nice to see the wrestlers back in action this month. You can catch all of our winter sports back in action next month in Top 10.
Hey Aniela, have you ever made a gingerbread house before? Because I haven't.
No, I haven't, but I think I would do okay. I've taken art and choir, so I guess I'm artsy. How do you think you would do?
I don't know, maybe my skills from middle school band could help, but probably not.
Sumner decided to see which art students would be the most creative when it comes to decorating a gingerbread house.
Today we are holding a competition where art students battle it out to see which team can create the best gingerbread house.
The competitors will be judged on construction, creativity, and how well they incorporate their specific art class into the design. Representing the choral department, we have Charles Pullman and Christian Chamberlain. Representing the band department, we have Dom Gruda and Caleb Johnson. And finally, our art team, Nathan Gibson and Natalie Detmer. This competition will be tag team, so after the first 15 minutes, the first team member will hand the house over to their teammate. Their time starts now.
My dad used to be a construction worker.
That was the most random.
I'm just saying, this is the reason why I know how to do this so well.
Yes, very well. As it falls over.
No, just like slap the chimney on the side of the roof.
Like this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then it's not like cool.
That might happen.
No. It's the broken pieces fault, okay?
Look at this!
It's just nothing.
We need to make like snowmen singing or something.
Boom.
Secured.
Bag secured.
What? Where's the bag? There's no bag.
It's the frosting icing bag.
We still have the extra house part of it. That'll be the neighbors. Another house. If we have 2 houses, that's gotta give us something.
I wish this frosting was more sticky. I can like literally mold it to what I want. I guess that's helpful. I'm incorporating ceramics techniques now.
How much time we have left?
5 minutes.
I think that clock says 0. Because we are done.
Now it's time for these houses to be judged on creativity, construction, and how well they incorporated their art class.
So I think I'll start off with this one over here. Creativity, I mean, the mess, it looks pretty creative. They deserve a 5 on that one. Construction, 0. No, 1. They have 1 standing wall, so I'll give them 1. And the incorporation of the class, choir, I think they tried with the snowman. 1, not that good. So overall, 3. So move on to this one. This one, they only have 3 walls. I don't know what happened to the 4th wall right there. So for construction, 7 probably. Creativity, it's pretty much like a basic house. Probably a 6. For incorporation of class, 6. So overall, I'll give them a 7. For this 3rd one over here, automatically looks really good. For creativity, I gotta give it an 8. Incorporation of class, I don't know how you incorporate band on a Gingerbread house, but I think they did a pretty good job of spelling out band, so 8 for that too. Putting a trumpet on there might have been cool, but no, band works too. Construction, gotta give them a 10. They got 4 standing walls. Overall, gotta give it a 9 out of 10 for 30 minutes. That's pretty good.
After a stressful 30 minutes, the band team takes the victory. This is Sumner Harold for Husky Headlines.
Hey, Aniela, you have a dog, right? Does it swim?
Yeah, she does, but she's not as good at swimming as Emery Nestor's dog. I can tell you more about that. Freshman Emery Nestor and her dog Cash are internationally ranked in dog diving, an aquatic dog sport, after having only started competing in the spring of 2019. Despite the many difficulties COVID has thrown their way, Nestor and Cash have found ways to improve on their skills at the dog pool in Lenexa off of 107th and Flum.
Dock diving is where you have a 40-foot dock and you have your dog jump off of that dock into a 40-foot pool, and they measure by different divisions. There's EV, which is extreme vertical. Big air is where they measure the distance from the base of the tail, and then speed retrieve is how fast there's like a green drag race light and your dog runs down to the end of the pool to grab a bumper.
Nestor's mom also competes in dock diving with her dog Cinder and competes in extreme vertical and big air.
We have a rescue dog that we adopted, Cash, when he was a puppy, and we cannot keep him out of the water. He loves getting in the pool, he loves getting in the lake. So Emery started asking if she could do dock diving with him, and we're lucky enough to have a facility here in Lenexa that does lessons, and they have an indoor facility. So she was begging to get lessons. So we went ahead and got her a package of lessons, and he took right to it and started dock diving, and we kept going on after that. But to see her up on the dock and her composure with Cash, not letting stuff rattle her, her ability to work with Cash, and they work together as a team on the dock, is just, it's amazing. So I would say her ability to work under pressure on the dock with her dog is really fun to watch.
I met Emery actually at an event in Omaha, Nebraska, a year and a half ago. They had just gotten into dock diving. I think that I am surprised that I become such good friends with somebody who's so much younger than me. And I don't think of Emery as a kid. I think of her as a young adult. She has been a great teammate to have. Like I said earlier, she chips in. The amount of composure that I've seen her carry herself with, I wish that I would have had the opportunity to do something like what she does now when I was her age. There was a run that she had at Worlds with Cash that didn't go very well. It went pretty bad, actually. And you get 2 attempts. And I went back behind the dock and sat down with her in between those runs. And she was pretty upset, and understandably so, because it was a really big deal. But the way she was able to gather herself back up and regain her composure and go up there and just knock it out of the park the next run. I don't know that it was a personal best, but it was close to that if it wasn't. Her ability to rebound after things didn't go her way was so impressive. I just think she's a really cool person, and she contributes a lot to the team.
With competition starting again soon, Nestor, her mom, and Morrissey all had the chance to keep doing the activity they love with their four-legged friends by their side. This is Aniela Cabrera for Husky Headlines. Hey Grant, are you doing any fun holiday activities over this break?
I would, but I don't know anything that's COVID safe and fun.
Seth tells us more about some fun holiday activities you can do.
With the holiday season quickly approaching, we set out to see some attractions the KC metro area has to offer. Our first destination is the Country Club Plaza, one of Kansas City's most iconic holiday displays, making its 91st appearance. This location is one everyone can enjoy, whether you drive or take the tour on foot. Next up is the ice terrace at Crown Center, which will be allowing skaters only by reservation to abide by CDC guidelines. Admissions is $7 and ice skating rentals are $4. Additionally, they are requiring masks for entry and on-ice activities. After skating, you can head across the street to Fritz's and grab a bite to eat. Lastly, while at Crown Center, you can go and see the mayor's Christmas tree standing at 100 feet tall and holding almost 40,000 holiday lights that light up Crown Center at 5:30 p.m. each evening. Another iconic location this time of year is the Christmas Place, located at the intersection of Antioch and West 131st Place. You can bundle up and walk around the neighborhood or drive along the residential streets. Admission is free and there are red buckets where you can donate to the Salvation Army. If you're wanting to stay a little bit closer to home, you can go and check out the holiday lights at Deanna Rose, which start at 5:30 p.m. and end at 11 p.m. each night. Plus, admission is free, so bring some hot cocoa and relax in your car as you view the lights.
Hey Grant, what are you doing on your computer?
I'm working on a math assignment right now. Being in all virtual classes has really affected my motivation.
I think Kendall can help you with that.
In this fully virtual learning mode during the month of December, it's important to stay motivated and productive. Even though it's hard to get work done while online, there are a few things you can do to stay productive.
I would say the number one thing is to build a routine. Noticing that if something's not working, then making a change.
Prepare yourself for class. Get up, whether it's eat breakfast or have coffee. Do something so that you're not just rolling out of bed and clicking join the meeting.
One way to simulate the school environment at home is to adequately prepare yourself and set a schedule for yourself.
Motivation differs for a lot of people. Like if you finish an assignment, then you get to play on your phone.
Once done with homework, reward yourself with something you enjoy doing. This triggers your brain to associate the not-so-fun tasks with the fun ones. Without supervision, it's easy to get distracted and push off important work.
One of the biggest downfalls to full online learning, especially from the educator's perspective, is we can't look over your shoulder. A lot of students need that kind of motivation that we just can't provide while you're at home. Set a deadline every day. There's no reason to put off all your work until 10 at night and then be stuck staying up till 2.
The lack of a good routine and proper preparation can lead to multitasking. Watching a show while writing a paper is fighting for your language resources. Although it might seem tempting, it's important to remain focused on one thing at a time. As you continue to learn from home, make sure to set yourself up for success. This is Kendall Laberga for Husky Headlines.
I feel so bad for our teachers. It must be so difficult teaching in a pandemic.
Imagine how difficult it is for those trying to learn how to teach. Emily tells us more.
With the many changes 2020 has brought, this has been a school year like no other, not just for students, but student teachers as well. These individuals are working in schools to earn their teaching degrees while having to adapt to this new environment at the same time.
Some of the negatives is that I don't feel like I get the same experience that I would have had it not been during a pandemic, because this is definitely not a normal teaching year. And a lot of what student teaching is supposed to be is getting you that teaching experience, that real life teaching experience, which I'm not fully getting.
They had no idea what they were walking into when they came into this student teaching experience. They were expecting a classroom full of 30 kids and to get to teach math, and instead they got a whole bunch of kids at home in their bedrooms trying to teach math over Zoom.
A student teaching position typically lasts for a semester or a full year. During this time, they work under the supervision of a certified teacher to complete a teaching degree and gain skills such as lesson planning and classroom management. While there is some leniency in their requirements this year because of this unique situation, there are still many struggles the student teachers have experienced within the classroom.
Things are always changing, so it's just kind of hard to predict what the next few weeks are going to look like. The biggest thing I was worried about was being able to form connections with students, because it's easy to just turn the Zoom camera off and not participate, but my concerns kind of went away as the semester actually started.
Despite the challenges the student teachers have faced, they are trying to stay positive and look on the bright side.
Having a lot more students in a classroom makes it sometimes more difficult to keep everybody focused, but now we have smaller classes, so that's kind of nice that it's easier to manage, and also it allows for me to build relationships with students easier because there's not as many of them.
I just think for these students that are going through it right now to just make the best of it. It's different. I know you're missing out on a lot of things, but be in the moment and still enjoy your time while you're here.
Even with all the obstacles they've encountered, these student teachers are making the best of the situation and look forward to a great rest of the year. This is Emily Nachanova for Husky Headlines.
Northwest staff members decided to create a holiday surprise for us. Abby shows us more.
Since you have not seen your teachers in person for a while, the Blue Valley Northwest staff has prepared a special gift for their students.
In these uncertain times, we're back at home, the holidays are coming up, so I wrote a little song to get us started on the holiday season. I've asked some of my faculty friends to join in. So here we go.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, and
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
Over the fields we go, lapping all the way.
Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright.
What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Now the ground is white, go it while you're young.
Take the girls tonight, sing the sleighing song.
Just get a bobtail bay, 240 as his speed.
Hitch him to an open sleigh and crack, you'll take the lead.
Oh, jingle bells.
Jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Doobie-doobie-doo-bop, doop-doop-doop-de-doop-boop.
A special thank you to our Northwest staff. Happy holidays, Huskies. This is Abby Allen for Husky Headlines.
Hope you enjoyed seeing some of your favorite teachers show off their vocal cords.
Thank you for tuning in to this holiday edition of Husky Headlines.
Have a great day, Northwest.